got good numbers out. I think he told me he has 28 players out on the year. They have 4 returners. They're very balanced in scoring. They have some weapons.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the campus of Algona High School and the Bulldog Gymnasium for this evening's North Central Conference matchup between our visitors on the scoreboard, the Cadets of Iowa Falls-Alden, and your Algona Bulldogs. The Cadets enter tonight's game with an overall record of 2-1, while Algona enters tonight's game with an overall record of 0-2. Tonight's game will be the first conference action of the season for both teams competing tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, supporting sportsmanship is a priority with both schools competing tonight. In association with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we ask that you please cheer on your team, treat people with respect, and accept the results of this contest as an honest competition between young adults. Your cooperation is appreciated. Our officials for tonight's game are Craig Hansen, Kyle Oswald, and Mark Jappenga. And now, let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the Cadets, a 5'4" senior, number 11, Sydney Phipps. A 5'8" senior, number 13, Erica Baker. A 5'7" junior, number 23, Jocelyn Johnson. A 5'6" senior, number 31, Brooklyn Handelin. And a 5'11" senior, number 45, Addison Dennis. The Cadets are coached by head coach Michael Collison and assisted by Nate Adams, Ed Geitz, and Grace Hoover. And now, let's meet the starters for your Algona Bulldogs. 5'3" sophomore, number 2, Hayden Kuhlman. A 5'10" senior, number 10, Paige Schmidt. A 5'8" senior, number 14, Casey Van Otterloo. 5'11" sophomore, number 22, Hayden McLaughlin. A 6'2" senior, number 40, Lauren McLaughlin. The Bulldogs are coached by head coach Noel McLaughlin and assisted by top man honorees Mike Ford, Ryan Connick, and Keely Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise as you are able and remove your caps as we honor our great nation with the singing of the national anthem being performed tonight by Maddie Adams. Ladies and gentlemen, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we
WGA and the AHS Broadcasting YouTube live stream. You just heard the Algona Bulldog lineup for head coach Noah McLaughlin. For Iowa Falls-Alden, then head coach Michael Carlson. In his first year of coaching the cadet girls after coaching the boys for 7 years, he will have a starting lineup including 4 seniors, the 5'4" senior Sydney Phipps, the 5'8" senior Erica Baker, the 5'7" junior Jocelyn Johnson, the 5'6" senior Brooklyn Handeland, and the 5'11" senior Addison Dennis. Iowa Falls-Alden last year 11-11. They finished 8-6 in North Central Conference play, tying for 4th in the league, and they were swept by Algona in the team's 2 matchups last season. Bulldogs wearing white uniforms tonight. The black Algona and black numerals on the front and back outlined in red, with the black trim down the side of the uniform. The cadets in the all black uniform pants, black jersey tops, the white cadets in script across the front of the uniform, and the white numerals on the front and back. At midcourt, Dennis and McLaughlin. McLaughlin taps it sideways. Schmidt controls the basketball, and we are underway from Algona High School. Bulldogs head from right to left on the radio dial. Hayden Coleman went down to one knee. She got knocked off her balance while dribbling. Picks it up and gives it to McLaughlin, top of the key. Lauren McLaughlin bullets down to Hayden McLaughlin in the post. Kicks it out to Van Otterloo. A catch and shoot 3, and she swishes it. What a great early feeling from Casey Van Otterloo, knocking down her first triple of the season and first field goal of the season for the Bulldogs. Sometimes all it takes as a shooter is to see that first one go in, and the Bulldogs take an early 3-0 lead. Algona missed all 12 of their 3-point attempts on Monday night against Esterbrook Lincoln Central as Iowa Falls-Alden looks to respond. It's Jocelyn getting a screen. Jocelyn Johnson picks up her dribble as she's guarded out by McLaughlin, gets it outside back to Erica Baker, the 5'8" senior. At the Bulldog logo, Baker bounces it over to the right to Johnson, now into the corner to Phipps. Phipps driving across the lane, sends it over to the left wing. A pump fake by Johnson. Johnson floats from 15 feet out, line drive to short. Rebound controlled by Lauren McLaughlin and the Bulldogs. Algona last season averaged 57.5 points per game, number 1 in the NCC, as they were only able to muster a point total against Esterbrook Lincoln Central of just 26. McLaughlin between the circles, gets it left to Van Otterloo, as Van Otterloo given some space by Handeland. Now top of the key to Schmidt. Schmidt looking in the lane to McLaughlin, goes to work on the right side. Shot was rejected by Dennis. Hayden McLaughlin got it back though, and she got fouled. Lauren McLaughlin's shot was blocked. The sister Hayden was there on the cleanup, and 2 free throws coming here for the Algona Bulldog sophomore. It's been a good start to the season so far for Hayden McLaughlin. A couple of double-digit point-scoring games. Hayden McLaughlin, in fact, the Bulldogs' leading scorer so far in the young season, heading to the foul line to shoot 2. Last year, over 61.5% from the foul line. Algona is a team number 1 free throw shooting team in the NCC, but Hayden McLaughlin no good on the first foul shot, and the score stays 3-0 in favor of the Bulldogs right now. Algona has dominated against Iowa Falls-Alden, 31-4 against the Cadets dating back to 2006, but the past 3 matchups have all been decided by single digits, including 61-53 and 43-36 wins last season by Algona. This Cadet team always plays Algona extremely tough. Baker has it on the right side, looking into the lane to Phipps. Phipps works underneath. Phipps powers it up, and she got fouled. Phipps did a nice job working all the way to the basket that time, and the 5'4" senior going to be shooting 2 free throws here for Iowa Falls-Alden. This Cadet offense last season, number 3 in the NCC behind Algona and Humboldt, 48.3 points per game. And if you look up and down the stat sheet, in most categories, in some order, it was Algona 1 and Humboldt 2, or Humboldt 2 and Algona 1. A lot of those categories, though, Iowa Falls-Alden number 3, and with 4 starters back, part of the reason why they want to be in contention for that NCC this year. Phipps no good on the first foul shot. Phipps last season averaged 3.6 points per game, but she can certainly put some big totals on the board. Had 21 in the season-opening win over South Hardin for this Cadet team. Phipps flips up the foul shot, no good again. Phipps last year only shot 55% from the foul line, but coming into tonight, she'd been 14 of 18, so a couple of misses there. Into the lane, Hayden McLaughlin, and she shuffled the shoes. She caught that pass like she was a wide receiver, and then just never put the basketball on the hardwood to start to dribble it, so easy travel call there for the referee. Turnover Bulldogs with the score 4-0 right now in favor of Algona. Turnovers were an issue in the first 2 games against aggressive 4-city and ELC teams, as the pass inside looking for Dennis is deflected away by McLaughlin. And ball is kept here by Iowa Falls-Alden, last touched by McLaughlin. Forest City had an 18-11 turnover advantage over Algona in the season opener, and then Esterbrook Lincoln Central had a 19-10 turnover lead over Algona on Monday night as a 3-point ball is good from left side by Brooklyn Handeland. Cadets have their first shot made of the night. 4-3 now the score. Schmidt leaks out. Schmidt curling into the lane, puts it up, left it short, tried to back tap it out to her teammates beyond the perimeter, but ball's picked up by Erica Baker for the Cadets. Into the front court comes Phipps, gets the pass up ahead to Johnson, looks into the lane of Bulldogs, able to front Dennis, cross-court feed over to Baker. She'll catch and shoot on the 3, way too strong, but the rebound rolls outside to Handeland. She'll shoot the 3, and she'll find the bottom of the net. Boy, off that near air ball, the ball just rolled right to Handeland on the left wing, and that was kind of like a pass, but she just picked it up off the ground, caught and shot. It's Handeland with a 6-4 lead over the Bulldogs right now. 2 3-point balls by the Iowa Falls-Alden senior. Here's a three-point answer by Hayden McLaughlin. Almost banked it in, but the ball's in and out, no good. Phipps with the rebound. Handeland, 9 of 28 on three-point balls coming into tonight for the Cadets. She is their leading three-point shot maker at over 32% on the season. Working with the right-handed dribble, it's Baker into the corner to Johnson. Johnson drives baseline, pulls up for a jumper, missed it. Rebound by Kuhlman, and now Kuhlman wants to push the pace a little bit. 3-on-2, Kuhlman driving right side, cut off by Dennis, kicks it out to Van Otterloo. Steps in for a mid-range jumper, left it a little short, and a nice box out and rebound again by Handeland. 2-point lead by the Cadets here early on in the ball game. Phipps coming into the front court, engineering the offense. Averaged 4 points, make that 4 assists per game last season. In the high post, it's Dennis. Dennis left in the paint. Nice poke away by Hayden McLaughlin. Van Otterloo almost came to steal the ball as the Bulldogs try to trap Dennis, but she passes away from the attempted trap out to Baker. Right wing now to Johnson, the lone junior on the floor. Runs into Kuhlman, they let them play. And the ball's picked up by Schmidt. Schmidt throws it up ahead, and that pass is intercepted. Handeland was in front of that one, and another turnover by the Bulldogs. 4.5 minutes left in quarter number 1. Handeland works left-handed dribble against Van Otterloo, gets it over to Phipps. Phipps wants to get to the baseline, passes it outside to Johnson. Thought about the three-point look. She tried to pump fake, and she shuffled the shoes. It was a half pump fake, half sidestep that time by Jocelyn Johnson, and she'll turn it over back to Algona. Algona will go to the bench for the first time tonight. Taylor Van Otterloo, Bella Jo Dunning, and Maya Lentz into the ballgame right now. Casey Van Otterloo, Hayden McLaughlin, and Paige Schmidt will head to the Pine. The Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets will respond with their 5'5 freshman Elodie England checking in, as she will replace Jocelyn Johnson. England is actually the leading scorer so far for the Cadets. 30 points scored in 3 games. Also leads the team of 10 steals, so this freshman's been making an impact right off the jump. Dunning looks underneath for Van Otterloo, puts it up and in. A nice find by Bella Jo Dunning, and a good job by Taylor Van Otterloo not to rush that shot underneath, even with traffic around her. We are tied at 6. Bulldogs and the Cadets halfway through the first quarter. Deep on the left wing, it's Phipps, takes one dribble and wings it over to the right side to Baker. Baker looking into the post, ball off the hands of Dennis, and out of bounds. Dennis that time was blanketed by Bella Jo Dunning, trying to keep her away from that near side block. And Dunning did a nice job of redirecting her and getting her out of the path of that intended pass. Kuhlman, last year's NCC assist leader, works into the front court. Kuhlman takes it coast to coast and misses on the floater. Ball got kicked out of bounds. It went off of someone's foot, and they're going to say that was, I believe it was of Dunning's foot, and Iowa Falls-Alden will get it back. Only 6-6 tie between the Bulldogs and the Cadets. Iowa Falls-Alden so far this season. They beat South Hardin 56-52, lost to West Marshall 57-48, and then last night beat South Hamilton 56-29. Bulldogs pull out a 1-2-2 full court press here, and a pass across the court knocked out of bounds by Dunning. Bulldogs trying to feast on those long passes either down the court or laterally right to left across the court as well, and take advantage of their quickness and ability to try to jump that. Phipps on the left side, shadowed by Kuhlman, dribbles right around the perimeter. Phipps bounce pass towards Dennis, and ball's out of bounds. Dennis was in between a couple of white jerseys. Dunning and McLaughlin both doing a good job of playing physical on the 5'11 Dennis down low. Dennis with 27 points and 16 rebounds in the 3 cadet games, and the Bulldogs with an early emphasis to keep her away from the bucket and prevent those easy twos. McLaughlin flips it over near side to Van Otterloo with 3:10 on the clock. Taylor holding the ball right now, looking corner to Lentz. Lentz blanketed by Dennis, trying to pass it back to Van Otterloo. It's thrown into the backcourt. Van Otterloo tries to chase it down. Little collision back there, picked up by the Bulldogs, and they'll say that ball was tipped into the backcourt by the Cadets, hence why no backcourt violation. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Kuhlman pulls up from 15 feet, and Kuhlman knocks it down. Kuhlman took that about 3/4 the length of the court because of how far it went to the backcourt. Just pulled up for the foul line and calmly knocked down that mid-range jumper. 8-6 Algona. Pass goes across the way to Baker in front of the Bulldog student section. Looks into the lane to Dennis. It's intercepted again. And a foul by Iowa Falls-Alden. They were trying to prevent Kuhlman from getting out and running, and they did that, picking up the second foul on the team. Foul committed by Dennis, her first personal. And once again, Iowa Falls-Alden, they're just really trying to force that ball inside to Dennis when she's not open. And the Bulldogs have done a great job defending her so far, doing a great job of getting her off the spot that she wants to post up at, and multiple different defenders on her at different times. So Bulldogs keeping those easy 2-point shots out of the cadet arsenal early on. 8-6 Algona. Ball goes right wing to Schmidt, looking at McLaughlin in the post. He got peeled away by Baker, but Schmidt was there to collect the loose basketball. She's in the corner and finds McLaughlin. McLaughlin to the cutting, Dunning right side. Dunning ran into a brick wall with Dennis in front of her, and the loose ball goes into the hands of England. England across the timeline. Basket is to our right. 8-6 in favor of Algona in quarter number 1. Left side corner right now, Phipps trying to spin away from Dunning. She'll drive in and left the layup way short. Fight for the rebound, and that is going to be a jump ball. Tie up there between Dennis and Hayden McLaughlin. As Johnson re-enters the ballgame for the Cadets, Baker checks out. Bulldogs 0-2 so far in the season. They've dropped from number 6 in the Class 3 rankings to number 8 in the Class 3A rankings that just came out earlier this week. Handoff coming around the perimeter to Handeland, knocking down the 2 early free-point balls for the Cadets. Now it's Johnson looking to the cutting Dennis. It is thrown overhead and out of bounds. Great defense again inside by Hayden McLaughlin this time, and the Cadets still cannot find Dennis underneath the basket of room to shoot. A lot of those passes forced inside have resulted in early turnovers. Cadets trying to apply some pressure in the backcourt. Schmidt weaving and getting to Lauren McLaughlin. McLaughlin up ahead to Hayden McLaughlin. Drives baseline, gets cut off by the good help defense from Handeland, and works it back outside to Lauren McLaughlin. Slicing into the paint. Right-handed hook shot up and in. Nice job by Lauren McLaughlin, just taking it right down Main Street. She has her first field goal of the night, 10-6 in favor of Algona. And a good feeling for Lauren McLaughlin. She was a key focus of Esther Milliken Central's defense on a Monday night as the Midgets held McLaughlin off the scoreboard. Tips from the far side, she drives in. Shot got rejected by Dunning. She got a hand on it, blocked it from behind. Ball will stay of Iowa Falls-Alden as it went out of bounds. Carly Daigle, the 5'8 sophomore, will check in for the 5'11 senior Addison Dennis. So the Cadets will downsize the lineup a little bit here. Not a whole lot of size right now on the floor. As Handeland has it just to the right of center. Bounce pass towards the left to Johnson. 1:17 left in the first quarter. A 4-point Algona lead right now as Johnson deals it into the corner to Handeland. Now back to Johnson. Schmidt's all over. Johnson tries to spin right. Schmidt stays in front. Great defense by Paige Schmidt, and the shot is missed. Rebound to the far side of the court to Coleman, who sidearms it out to Schmidt. And now Schmidt will push the tempo across the Bulldog logo. Finds McLaughlin. Left wing three-pointer, and it's an air ball. Ball went off the chin of Hayden Coleman, and that is an out of bounds as it will go back to Iowa Falls-Alden. That's one of those rebounds where Coleman was anticipating a deflection off the rim, and that ball came straight down to her, so she wasn't quite ready for it. So out of bounds off Algona, and the three-point shooting still yet to pick up this season. Again, 0 of 12 against ELC on Monday night. Did get the early free from Casey Van Otterloo tonight, though, to get that off the board early. 43 seconds left in the first quarter. It's Johnson outside to Handeland, now near side, as she'll find England. They rotated around the perimeter, left corner to Johnson. Her free ball is way short. Long rebound, knocked out of bounds, and they will say Johnson touched it last. Johnson and Van Otterloo both went after that one. Bang, bang play right there as the ball will go back to Algona. Cadets bring Baker back into the ball game. Phipps will check out. 4 of the 5 Iowa Falls-Alden starters back from last year, as you mentioned in the pregame, but the one graduating player, Ella Shire, 21.2 points per game, 10.6 rebounds per game last year. She counted for almost 44 of the Cadet points, so this year it's more of a balanced offensive attack for Iowa Falls-Alden. Bulldogs of 20 on the game clock. The shot clock is off. McLaughlin has a look she likes from three-point land. Off the heel, no good. And the rebound was briefly controlled by Johnson. It got dislodged, but picked up by Erica Baker. Now 10 seconds for the Cadets. England gets it left with 5 seconds to Baker. Baker passing it over to left wing to Johnson with 1 second. Johnson gets to the foul line, heaves it up, no good, as once again Paige Schmidt playing lockdown defense for the Bulldogs. And that will bring us to the end of quarter number 1. A 10-6 Algona lead in a fast-moving first quarter right here from Algona High School on Hometown Radio KLGA and the AHS Broadcasting YouTube live stream.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Lichter's Garage Door Service and new installations. A reputation you can trust. Call 515-295-5988.
Ed Service Station. Service you can trust.
J&J Custom Meats, continuing the traditions in Whittemore.
Ulrich Construction. Let them do the work.
Sports Club members bringing you this game.
Hey Bulldog fans, this is Casey Van Otterloo. You're listening to Algona Girls Basketball on KLGA.
We're looking back to Algona High School. The Algona Bulldogs have a 10-6 lead starting off the second quarter against the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets. Making a long, nearly 2-hour trip from Iowa Falls as Coleman drives in right off the bat. She'll draw the foul and she'll shoot 2 free throws. Just 8 seconds into the second quarter and Coleman heads to the charity stripe. Well, Bulldogs in quarter number 1 got that early 10-6 lead. You can feel Algona trying to push the pace a little bit here. They haven't quite been able to get it up to the tempo they wanted to yet, but trying to take advantage of opportunities they have to push the tempo. Cadets have done a good job of getting back on defense as Kuhlman buries the first foul shot. Kuhlman nearly 78% from the foul line last year. So far, 3 points tonight. 11-6 Algona, and now 12-6 as that ball rattled in. It fought about popping back out of the cup, but it rolled around and dropped through, and it's a 12-6 Bulldog lead. Right now doubling up Iowa Falls-Alden. Past 8 points have been scored by the Bulldogs. Cadets did lead 6-4. Their only lead so far tonight is Handelin has hit 2 3-point balls. That's the only scoring for Iowa Falls-Alden. And a pass going nowhere that time from England will go out of bounds, but it was deflected by the Bulldogs, so ball will be kept here by the Cadets. Handelin will inbound from underneath us, just to the left of the Bulldog bench. Handelin flings the ball into Isabel Jansen, who just checked into the ball game, the Cadet sophomore. Now goes right corner to Baker. Baker double team, she's trapped in there, she tries to step through. Ball loose on the floor, and it's picked up by Kuhlman. They gave her a little bit of an opening that time, Baker, to try to step through that, but Baker lost control of the basketball. Hayden McLaughlin finds Schmidt left block. Wide open Kuhlman. Kuhlman from the right side, and she swishes a 3-point ball. Boys out of sight for sore eyes for Algona, and it's 15-6. 7 points by Kuhlman. This Algona team came into tonight just 6 out of 30 on 3-point balls so far this year. They've hit 2 so far tonight. Handelin on the right side. Bulldogs guard her closely. They don't want her getting another 3-point ball off. Dunning working physically underneath of Daigle. That ball's off Daigle's hands, and a jump ball's got loose on the floor. Good ball denial by Bella Jo Dunning against the 5'8" Carly Daigle. Cadets will keep the basketball here, inbounding from the near side of the court. Phipps checks back in, and Handelin will check out. It'll be Phipps to inbound. Phipps tied for second on the Cadets in points. Leads the team in rebound and assists so far this season as the ball gets handed off to England. England pivots, turnaround jumper from about 12 feet out, and she knocks it down. That'll break up the Bulldog run. That was 11-0, stretching back to the first quarter. Ball's tipped as Coleman tried to pass it into the front court, and the Cadets are able to steal it away. Daigle has it, and then Dunning takes it right back. Dunning saved the possession for Algona as now Kuhlman has it left side wing. 6:34 and ticking on the clock. Out top to Dunning, the Bulldog sophomore, flings it over to the right side to Hayden McLaughlin. McLaughlin working the dribble for the left hand, now switches to the right, picks up a dribble around the foul line, now finds her sister Lauren in the short corner left side. All the way across to Dunning in the right corner. Dunning drives baseline, got by everyone, got to the rack and scored. Erica Baker got caught with her feet in quicksand at that time and didn't get moving to get in front of Bella Jo Dunning. And Dunning pretty much had an easy layup there. She went right past 2 Cadet defenders. 17-8 Bulldogs right now. Phipps working her way into the paint. Swarmed by Bulldog defenders. She'll kick it out. It rotates around to England. England 3-point try. Rattles out no good. And Dunning with another physical rebound. Dunning provided Algona a huge spark off the bench last year of 7 points and 4.1 rebounds per game as Kuhlman drives in. Got fouled. Put it in. Chance for a 3-point play for Hayden Kuhlman. Starting to feel it here early in this ball game. Kuhlman establishing that tempo for the Bulldog offense and shooting another foul shot to try to make it 20-8. 5:49 left here in the second quarter. Bulldogs are looking to get out and push like we mentioned, and now Kuhlman really looking to initiate here for this offense. Schmidt and Dunning check out. Lentz and Taylor Van Otterloo check into the ball game. So right now for the Bulldogs, Taylor Van Otterloo, Hayden McLaughlin, Lauren McLaughlin, Hayden Kuhlman, and Maya Lentz. Free throw by Kuhlman, in and out, no good. And the box up by Dennis, who just returned to the game. Phipps will fling it up ahead. Left side corner to Jansen. Jansen skip feed all the way across to Daigle. Daigle looks on the right block to Phipps. Phipps, nice cut to the bucket. Phipps pivots, 180. She can't get the bucket, but she got pushed and fouled. I believe that was an act of rebounding. I don't think it was an act of shooting, but they are going to get Hayden Kuhlman for that one. As Kuhlman picks up her second personal foul. First team foul by the Bulldogs in the second quarter. So they will say that was on the rebound as Cadets will inbound the ball here from the near side baseline. They'll get it into Dennis on the right wing. Now it's England. Goes right to Phipps in front of the Bulldog bench. Guarded by Van Otterloo around the perimeter. Gets it over to Jansen. Jansen tries a 3-point ball. It's an air ball into the pocket of Hayden McLaughlin. And now McLaughlin gets out and runs. McLaughlin to Van Otterloo, and the trailing Phipps jumped in between them and intercepted the pass. Hayden McLaughlin didn't see Phipps approaching from the behind. 4 Cadet defenders got back. Phipps was kind of trailing the play at that time, and McLaughlin just never saw her. Bounce pass to Jansen with 5:06 on the clock. This Cadet team got a couple of early free balls, but they've gone cold from 3-point range since that time. As here's a drive this time, the scoop by England, missed everything. Ball got deflected off the hands of Lentz. It went right to England, but England was standing out of bounds when she got the basketball. That's a break for the Bulldogs. Lentz was in position to get that rebound, couldn't control it, and then just deflected it right over to England, who just happened to be standing on the baseline. She could have had the ball right underneath her own basket if she'd had her foot in bounds. 19-8 Algona. Iowa Falls-Alden on the season shooting 35.5% on three-point balls, but like we said, after those couple threes in the first quarter, they've been kept off since then. Van Otterloo bounced past to McLaughlin. That looked like a kickball, and it was. A little bit of a late whistle there from behind, but Cadets denied the ball from Lauren McLaughlin in the high post with 4:39 on the clock. But this is such an interesting matchup tonight because some of the things that Iowa Falls-Alden does well are some of the things the Bulldogs have struggled with so far in the season. One of them being offensive rebounding. Lentz has the ball in the right corner looking for McLaughlin on the post, and Phipps cut in front and intercepted the pass, and McLaughlin able to force the tie-up. Possession arrow is towards Algona as the Bulldogs will keep it, but that's great interior defense by Phipps. But Iowa Falls-Alden, they've been a really good offensive rebounding team. They've gotten 12, 11, and 16 offensive rebounds in their first 3 games. And the Bulldogs in their first 2 games gave up a lot of offensive rebounds to ELC and Forest City. McLaughlin on the post, right side block, pivots one way, goes back the other and scores. She got around Daigle that time. Hayden McLaughlin pivoted towards the inside. She got Daigle to overcommit that way and then pivoted back towards her right side. Got the layup from the right hand. It makes it 21-8. A nice move by Hayden McLaughlin. Here's a 3-point try. No good for the Cadets. Daigle couldn't convert on that, and Taylor Van Otterloo comes out with the basketball. Van Otterloo trying to get up the right side as England stays in front. The sophomore handling the rock for Algona gets it right to Hayden McLaughlin. 4:04 on the clock. Corner to Lentz. Lentz driving baseline, pulls up, mid-range jumper, line drived it, and rebound is controlled by Dennis. Dennis pushed off of that hand, but she pushed off on her own teammate, didn't realize it was one of her own teammates fighting her for the rebound. Dennis collects the ball in the post, takes a power dribble, hooks up the left-handed shot and puts it in. And that is why the Bulldogs did not want her to touch the ball in the low post. 21-10. That's the first 2 points in the night by Dennis. Bulldogs have done a good job of denying her the ball tonight, but that time she got great position in the post, was able to work the pivot as Lentz tries to answer a free ball, missed it left, it deflects around, and Cadets fight for the rebound, and England rips it out, and a foul by Algona. Iowa Falls-Alden is a team that crashes the glass extremely well. Last year, the #1 rebounding team in the NCC. And that'll be the first personal foul against Casey Van Otterloo. Like I said, the Bulldog team has not done a good job rebounding their first 2 games. They were out-rebounded 32-18 by Forest City in that season-opening game, including 11-4 on the offensive glass. And they were also out-rebounded 35-25 by ELC on Monday night. That included a big disadvantage of offensive rebounds when they give up 15 boards to the midgets on offense. Timeout's called by Algona. It'll be a 60-second timeout. We'll step aside and come back after this on Hometown Radio KLGA and the AHS Broadcasting YouTube stream.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
Farmers State Bank is proud to be part of our community. Offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Phil's Auto and Truck Repair. Service is the difference.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
Oak Crest Funeral Services, celebrating a life lived.
All bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Hey Bulldog fans, this is Hayden McLaughlin. You're listening to Algona Girls Basketball on KLGA.
Algona 21, Iowa Falls-Alden 10. 3:30 on the clock in the second quarter from Algona High School. Bulldogs come out of the timeout. Lentz, Dunning, Schmidt, Lauren McLaughlin, and Casey Van Otterloo. Iowa Falls-Alden, they'll come out with Handeland and Dennis on the floor. They'll be joined by Johnson as well as England and Phipps. Ball's inbound to the Phipps, and we're rolling here. 3:30 on the clock. 21-10 is the Bulldog lead right now. Bulldogs have outscored the Cadets 11-4 so far in the second quarter. Dennis in the high post right now, guarded by Dunning. We'll get it beyond the perimeter to Johnson. Johnson takes 2 dribbles to the right side, feeds Dennis in the post, working against Schmidt. She'll kick it out to Phipps. Catch and shoot free from the left wing, line drive it. The rebound near side of the court by Lentz. Lentz fires the pass up ahead to Van Otterloo. Catch and shoot free, and Van Otterloo left that one short. Dunning fighting for the offensive rebound, tried to tip it outside, but picked up by Phipps for the Cadets. Now Phipps runs the floor. Doesn't have the numbers. Wanted to work inside, but underhands it out to Handeland. Handeland airballs a 3-point ball. Fight for the rebound there as 3 players tried to chase it down, and 3 players went to the deck. That was Phipps for the Cadets, and Dunning and Van Otterloo for the Bulldogs, and they all 3 kind of got their legs tangled down there in the near side corner. Last touch by the Bulldogs as Phipps will inbound for the Cadets. Hayden Kuhlman returns to the game for Algona. Maya Lentz goes to the bench with 2:50 on the clock. Kuhlman, the early leader in the clubhouse, with 9 points. And Dunning steals the inbounds pass near side of the court. Bulldogs The early turnover edge in this ball game as Lauren McLaughlin now brings it across the timeline. Basket is towards her left. She finds Coolman. Coolman slicing in using the good footwork. Too strong on the layup as it pops out of the cup, no good. And the score stays 21-10. Bulldogs have kept the Cadets off the free throw line tonight for the most part as well. This Cadet team took the most free throws per game in the NCC last year at 19 as a reverse layup is no good by England, but Dennis on the cleanup puts it in to make it 21-12. So 21-12 the score right now. That's 4 points by Dennis. Bulldogs trying to respond. McLaughlin takes one dribble and fires the pass right wing to Schmidt. Now it's Dunning. Dunning working, pivoting, driving in, and she will draw the blocking foul. Dunning came in a little bit off balance that time, but able to draw the foul from Elodie England. That'll be her first personal and the fourth team foul on the Cadets. Bulldogs inbound from the far side of the court along the baseline. They'll stack up 4 players on the right side of the paint. They get in motion, they get it into Lauren McLaughlin, squares for a 3-point look, and she finds the bottom of the net. Lauren McLaughlin knocks down the tray, and it's 24-12 Algona. 2 minutes left in the first half. Bulldogs doubling up the Cadets. Well, Bulldog fans who watched on Monday night know this Algona offense was totally stifled by Esther Lincoln Central Monday night. That kind of feels like the way the Bulldogs are stifling the Cadets so far tonight defensively as the 3-point shot is airballed by Phipps. Dennis trying to rebound underneath, and she's fouled by Dunning. That one probably goes down in the category of a good foul because that ball went perfectly to Dennis on that left block, and if she picks that ball up cleanly and just goes up with it, that is an easy 2, but instead, fouled by Dunning. Team foul number 3 on the Bulldogs and forcing an inbounds play by the Cadets. Dennis catches the inbounds pass. She'll drive past Dunning. Help defense by McLaughlin. And the layup is no good by Dennis. She missed it on the drive. Bulldogs come the other direction of Kuhlman. 1.5 minutes left in the first half. Kuhlman with the hesitation. Now up top to Lauren McLaughlin. Feeling it for 3. Hitting it again. There's the 3-point ball starting to drop for the Bulldogs. 27-12 Algona. 8 points by Lauren McLaughlin. First team All-NCC selection last year who shot over 40% on 3-pointers, and we're seeing why so far. 27-12 Bulldogs slowly pulling away from the Cadets methodically. That was a word that Coach Collison of Iowa Falls-Alden used in the pregame show to describe Algona, a very methodical team with what they can do defensively and offensively. Hayden McLaughlin into the game, Bella Jo Dunning out. Taylor Van Otterloo comes in for Hayden Kuhlman as well. The substitutions here. 1:08 left in the first half. Phipps from the near side baseline. No one coming open initially. She'll fling it into England. One step to the right of center, guarded by Lauren McLaughlin. England picks up a dribble, spins around and gets it over to the right to Handelin. Handelin drives baseline, got by Van Otterloo, tries to reverse the layup, hit it off the bottom of the backboard. A scrap for the rebound and a jump ball is forced. Dennis was in there for Iowa Falls-Alden once again on the rebounding attempt, but this is going to be a timeout here for Iowa Falls-Alden with 58 seconds left in the first half. They'll take a 60-second timeout. We'll take it as well. Algona pulling away here up 27-12 from Algona High School and on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
Farmers State Bank is proud to be part of our community. Offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Phil's Auto and Truck Repair. Service is the difference.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
Oak Crest Funeral Services, celebrating a life lived.
All bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa bone, joint, and sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Hey Bulldog fans, this is Paige Schmidt, and you're listening to Algona Girls Basketball on KOGA.
So far, stifling defensive effort by the Algona Bulldogs, leading the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets 27-12 as Algona's in search of their first win of the season, starting 0-2 against Esther Lincoln Central and Forest City. But North Central Conference play begins tonight, and it's a North Central Conference that was won by Algona last year with a 13-1 conference mark. Johnson has the ball right side wing for the Cadets, gets it over to Phipps, now back inside, a nice cut by England, and the swat by Lauren McLaughlin. A brutal rejection of that layup as McLaughlin slams it out of bounds. Cadets will keep the basketball, but a highlight reel block there by a 6'2" senior Lauren McLaughlin. Phipps inbounds the ball with 9 on the shot clock. Hayden McLaughlin with the poke away. It's out of bounds. She kept the ball out of the hands of Dennis. Cadets will have to inbound it once again. Bulldogs have been so active with the hands defensively, and they have been the aggressor tonight so far on that end of the court. We've seen a lot of bad shots by the Cadets that have been nowhere near the basket, and a lot of turnovers as well, as this Bulldog defense has the Cadet offense just tied up in knots right now. And now they're going to have a shot clock violation. Johnson didn't know how much time was on the shot clock as she was working a dribble across the foul line. And the stifling defense continues so far for the Bulldogs. Taylor Van Otterloo checks out as Hayden Kuhlman checks in. Casey Van Otterloo will come in for Maya Lentz now. 31 seconds left in the first half. The shot clock is off. The Bulldogs want the final shot of the first half. And we're starting to see, I'm going to get a little more into the kind of tempo of game they want to play here tonight. It does feel like the Bulldogs really got sped up by Astor Lincoln Central and Forest City, and it felt like they felt the weight of expectations in those first 2 games, especially knowing they were playing fellow ranked opponents in the top 10. But tonight, more of a normal effort for the Bulldogs, up 27-12 over the Cadets. Rebounding from Monday as Kuhlman works the dribble left of center, and she got bumped that time by Phipps. Cadets only get 3 team fouls, so no free throws yet, as that's the first personal on Phipps. 10.5 seconds left now in the first half, and still plenty of time for the Bulldogs. Basket is towards our left. McLaughlin's in front of the Cadet bench. Down to our left as Lauren McLaughlin inbounds to Hayden Kuhlman. 9 seconds, right back to McLaughlin. Looks back to Kuhlman, getting open of 6 seconds. Over to Van Otterloo, arcs up the 3-pointer, and she swishes it! Right before halftime, Casey Van Otterloo knocks down the tray, and the Cadets won't get another shot off. That's the end of the first half. The second free ball by Casey Van Otterloo, and the Bulldogs extend their lead 30-12 as we head to intermission. We'll take a quick timeout. Look at the first half scoring numbers after this on Hometown Radio KLGA and the AHS Broadcasting YouTube live stream.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch, Daniel Foth, and Michael Tull.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Wykert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Grassmasters. Growing satisfied customers.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Glenn's Green Thumb. From a small seed, something beautiful will grow.
All bringing you this game on the radio. More sports club members.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for health care.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
High Point Land Company, your trusted land partner in Algona.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Binkin at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
The Wrenchman Truck and Trailer Repair, full-service repair shop in West Bend.
Tango Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Algona Chiropractic Clinic, it's your future. Let's make it healthy together.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Good Samaritan Society, Algona's senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840.
All bringing you this ball game. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa bone, joint, and sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
halftime from Algona High School, where the Algona Bulldogs have a 30-12 lead over the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets in this girls basketball North Central Conference opener. I'm Tyler Lance for you here tonight as the 0-2 Algona Bulldogs look to get on the board of a win, while the 2-1 Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets look to rally in the second half and get their third victory of the season. Looking at our first half scoring numbers so far, leading the way for Algona, it's Hayden Coleman, 9 points, Lauren McLaughlin of 8, Casey Van Otterloo has 6, Hayden McLaughlin has 3, and Taylor Van Otterloo with 2 points. The scoring totals so far for Algona. On the Iowa Falls-Alden side of things, not a whole lot to speak of. Brooklyn Handelin has 6 points, knocks down the 2 early 3-point balls. Addison Dennis has 4, and Elodie England has 2. Cadets held just 12 points in the first half. Bulldogs had a 10-6 scoring advantage in the first quarter, then a 20-6 scoring advantage in the second quarter, leading up to this 30-12 advantage at halftime. And this feels a lot more like the Algona basketball they want to be playing, folks. And obviously, you know, it's not necessarily a top 5 ranked opponent in the state you're playing tonight. It is a bit of a step down from the ELCs in Forest City of the world, but this is still a pretty good Iowa Falls-Alden team that finished tied for 4th from the North Central Conference last season and played the Bulldogs to within single digits in both of last year's matchups by 61-53 and 43-36 final scores. So to see the Bulldogs taking care of business like they are tonight is definitely refreshing, and this is the kind of Bulldog game that you saw a lot last season, where maybe it doesn't feel like the Bulldogs are always dominating. It just feels like they're progressively pulling away, and all of a sudden you look up and they're up by almost 20 on the scoreboard, 18 to be exact. So a lot is going right for Algona right now, and it all starts on the defensive side of the ball, something that is heavily emphasized by head coach Norm McLaughlin. Bulldogs have done a fantastic job of keeping the ball outside of the paint, outside of the interior. They do not want the ball in the hands of the 5'11 Addison Dennis, and the Bulldogs have done a great job denying her the basketball inside so far tonight. Not just that, but they've really stopped the dribble penetration into the lane. We've seen some wild reverse layups so far by the Cadets, but really not a whole lot of straight lines available to the basket for Iowa Falls-Alden. They just look out of sorts on offense, and the perimeter shooting just has not been up for the Cadets. We mentioned through 3 games, Iowa Falls-Alden, they've been extremely hot on their 3-point shooting so far this season, 35.5%. That's about 10% better than they shot last year on 3-point balls, but tonight, that has not been the case. Brooklyn Handelin knocked down 2 first-quarter 3-pointers, but after that, we've seen a few air balls. We've seen a lot of 3-pointers that have been just totally off the mark for the Cadets so far, so this Bulldog defense has really forced the Cadets to take outside shots, betting that they won't be able to knock them down. Besides those couple in the first quarter, the 3-point shooting just has not been there tonight so far for Iowa Falls-Alden. So the defensive game plan is really working to perfection for the Bulldogs, and honestly, they're doing a lot to Iowa Falls-Alden of what Esther Lincoln Central did to Algona on Monday night, just kind of have the Cadets out of sort offensively at this point. And Bulldogs offensively still working through some stuff, but you can see them starting to get a little bit more comfortable. That 3-point ball's opened up a little bit tonight after really struggling on 3-pointers through the first 2 games. Just 6 of 30 coming into tonight, but by my count, I believe that's already 4 3-pointers made by Algona. We've got 2 by Lauren McLaughlin and 2 by Casey Van Otterloo. So a couple 3-point balls going down for the Bulldogs, and that really helps just open up the offense. Bulldogs have been methodical on offense, maybe not dominant, but methodical. They've gotten to the foul line a few times. It's just something that Coach McLaughlin certainly loves to see. And now with all that, they're up 30-12 at halftime, and with 16 more minutes of good basketball, they'll have win number 1 of the season, and more importantly, North Central Conference win number 1 of the season in their back pocket. So you want to see just a lot of the same in the second half, the same things that got you into the lead in the first place, and trying to pull away and not let the Cadets get back into this ball game. So a good start for the Algona Bulldogs. We have about 3.5 minutes to go until the start of the second half, so we'll step aside for a few more quick messages. When we come back, it'll be the second half of basketball action right here on 92.7 KLGA and at the AHS Broadcasting YouTube stream.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Lichter's Garage Door Service and new installations. A reputation you can trust. Call 515-295-5988.
Ed Service Station. Service you can trust.
J&J Custom Meats, continuing the traditions in Whittemore.
Ulrich Construction. Let them do the work.
Sports Club members bringing you this game. We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Frame and Auto Body. We meet by accident.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service. Call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch. There's so much to love.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, downtown Algona. Trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Algona Livestock. Sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce. 2 sauces for all seasons.
All bringing you this broadcast on the radio.
More sports club members.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for health care.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill, for wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
High Point Land Company, your trusted land partner in Algona.
All bringing you this game on the radio. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Getting ready for the start of the second half on Hometown Radio KLGA, the AHS Broadcasting YouTube channel, as the Algona Bulldogs have a 30-12 lead over the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets in this opening North Central Conference matchup. Bulldogs last year went 13-1 in conference play, Cadets 8-6, and like we said, these teams played 2 close games last year, but tonight it's been all Bulldogs. An impressive effort on the defensive side of the court so far, and we'll see what kind of adjustments these teams have made coming into the second half. But it's been good for the Bulldogs up to this point. Outscored the Cadets 10-6 in the first quarter and 20-6 in the second. Leading scorer Hayden Kuhlman of 9. Lauren McLaughlin has scored 8 so far for this Algona Bulldog team. So a good start for the Bulldogs, and not going to be a whole lot of games for a while after this. Normally, Bulldogs would have played tomorrow against Charles City, but Charles City does not have a girls basketball program this season, so tomorrow is just going to be a boys game only. After that, you look ahead at the schedule. Next game for the Bulldogs is Friday night at Clear Lake, so not a whole lot of girls games on the early part of the schedule, but important to take the momentum when you have it, and Bulldogs have it tonight so far with a 30-12 advantage. Lauren McLaughlin will inbound to Hayden Kuhlman. We'll get the second half rolling. Bulldogs head from left to right on the radio dial as ball's inbounded to Kuhlman, and we are rolling in the second half of basketball action. Bulldogs taking on the Cadets. They're going to throw a little pressure at Kuhlman here at the top of the key. Bounce pass right side to McLaughlin. Nearly got deflected away. Flings it across to Van Otterloo. Left wing Trey. Line drive that one a little bit. Ball deflects out of bounds into the Bulldog bench. And Algona will go one and done on that possession. But not a bad look from three-point land for Van Otterloo. He's hit a couple of three-pointers so far tonight. And that's something Coach McLaughlin talked about in the pregame show. He said, against Esterville Lincoln Central, the game felt worse than it looked when he went back and watched it on film. He said, we took some good shot attempts as the Cadets throw the ball out of bounds for a turnover. We took some good shot attempts, but we just didn't knock down a lot of our open looks. And then once we got behind in that early deficit, missed some of those early shots, ELC really kind of smelled the blood in the water and turned up the pressure defensively, making things tough on the Bulldogs. And that was a tough night. They shot just 42% from the field as Kuhlman floats the pass into the corner. And no one home for the Bulldogs. A little miscommunication there is who was supposed to be where. McLaughlin looked like a backdoor cut there along the baseline towards the bucket, but Kuhlman was expecting someone to be home in the corner. Cadets now with the basketball. On the right side, it's Baker. Comes in between the circles to Johnson. The lone junior on the floor right now as the starting five is back in, including the 4 seniors for Iowa Falls-Alden. Bounce pass right side to Baker. Guarded by Laura McLaughlin as the Bulldogs play man-to-man defense. Ball goes into the corner to Phipps left side. Now into the post. It's Baker looking for Dennis, not open. She'll kick it out instead. Handeland free, and she cans it. Boy, did the Cadets need that one. A couple early threes by Handeland. That's their third of the night, but it had been a while since the last three-point make by Iowa Falls-Alden. 30-15, it now is the Algona lead. Van Otterloo on the left wing, looking in the corner to Hayden McLaughlin. Comes around to Van Otterloo, now near side to Lauren McLaughlin. Up top to Kuhlman, ball thrown behind her into the backcourt, and Bulldogs are getting a little sloppy for the passing here to start the second half. Not passing with a lot of intent, they're just kind of floating the ball down the court, and the Cadets are now looking to get their hands in the passing lane and tip balls away. That one not tipped, though. That one just a pass behind the intended target. So Bulldogs will look to clean that up here in their next possession, but right now Cadets have the basket towards our left. Phipps dribbling with the right hand, gets a screen. Van Arloo picks her up, comes left side to Handelin. Another three and another swish. Brooklyn Handelin from downtown. And the Cadets score the first 6 points of the second half. That is 12 by Handelin. Handelin greatly improved on three-point shooting. Shot 23.5% last year, shooting over 32% coming in tonight. Van Outerloof the answer. No good. It clangs off the glass, and the rebound is peeled away by Johnson. Johnson now runs the floor. Johnson looking to attack. Goes to the body of Kuhlman. Got in front and a foul. Kuhlman thought she got in good position that time, but the referee thought otherwise. Kuhlman had the hands on the head, and the referee was explaining the call. So foul will go against Kuhlman. That's her third personal, and we've seen that a couple times this season of Kuhlman getting in foul trouble so far. Picked up some early foul trouble against Forest City in the season opening game and ended up with 4 personal fouls. That's her third of the night. And 2 free throws coming here for Johnson, who was a 52.5% foul shooter last year. Johnson converts on the first one. And again, even though the Bulldogs have a 30-19 lead right now, you can still tell they're looking for a little rhythm on offense. It's been better tonight by a long shot compared to the most recent game against ELC, but still looking for that consistent rhythm offensively are the Bulldogs, as the second free throw is good as well. Down to a 10-point game. Great start to the second half. 8-0 run to begin by Iowa Falls-Alden. With Kuhlman out of the game, Schmidt took over as the point guard there, bringing ball up the court. McLaughlin looks underneath for Dunning. Dunning powers it up and in. Wow, did Lauren McLaughlin thread the needle that time, and Dunning with the finish. Her first field goal of the night. Actually make that second field goal of the night as Dunning now has 4 points. Bulldogs take the 32-20 lead. Ball into the post to Dennis. It got peeled away, and Hayden McLaughlin has it again. McLaughlin making her presence felt defensively. Up the court to Van Otterloo. Into Dunning in the post. Dunning against Dennis. Pivots into the middle of the court. She drew the foul, and she'll shoot 2 free throws. Great decisive move that time by Bella Jo Dunning. She was posting up back to the bucket with Dennis behind her and just had to feel which side of her Dennis was on, so she made the quick decision, spun towards the center of the lane, and that will reward her of 2 free throws. Well, while Dunning shoots those 2 free throws, of course, big news coming out of the North Central Conference today. Something that's been known by some people for about a week here, but some new members are officially coming to the conference as Dunning knocks down the first foul shot. Beginning of the 2026 school year, Forest City, Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, and Eagle Grove are all going to join the NCC, so this is going to eventually be a 12-team league. There's 8 right now, but Charles City's going to be coming in, and now Forest City, Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, and Eagle Grove, their school boards have all voted to join the NCC, something that Garner initially voted against, but they held a second vote, and now they are indeed coming to the new conference. So there will be a little realignment starting in 2026 as Dennis reverses, and no good on the layup. Rebound by Lauren McLaughlin. Brings it up the floor, looks for Schmidt along the baseline. Schmidt into Dunning and a sandwich, and that pass taken right away by Phipps. Phipps outlets up the court to Johnson. Johnson to the bucket, pump fakes. McLaughlin flies by, missed on the point-blank layup. Got a back shot tipped by McLaughlin. Third opportunity, bounces off, no good, and the Cadets miss a golden opportunity right there. Of course, Eagle Grove used to be a member of the NCC before moving to the top of Iowa West. They will be coming back into the conference as Schmidt had the ball knocked out of her hands by Johnson. Bulldogs keep it at 4:42 on the clock. Algona's boys team, of course, playing their future NCC opponent, Charles City, in a non-conference game tomorrow in Charles City. We'll have that for you at 3:30 over on Home Country at 98.5 FM, AM 1600, as we'll have the Cyclone football game, Big 12 championship on 92.7 KLGA at that time. Van Outer left side, skids the pass into Dunning. Dunning off glass, and she scores it. That's one area where Dunning really improved last season. That touch underneath the bucket, and you saw it again right there. Pass into the lane, a lot of traffic there, and once again, Hayden McLaughlin takes it away from Dennis. Boy, she has been lockdown defense on the interior tonight as Dennis has been frustrated for the Cadets. Dunning pump fakes, wanted to drive, and got started there a little too quick. She shuffled the shoes and traveled, trying to get Baker on the pump fake as the Bulldogs turn it over, up by 15 right now. Casey Van Otterloo checks out. Maya Lentz checks into the ball game. Hayden McLaughlin so far tonight, just 3 points, but maybe the MVP defensively up to this point for the Bulldogs. She's had some good scoring nights against the Cadets in the past, though. Last year against Iowa Falls-Alden had double-digit scores both times with 15 and 18. In fact, Hayden McLaughlin's career high of 18 came against the Cadets last year as fouls committed that time by McLaughlin. That'll be the second by the Bulldogs and McLaughlin's first personal. Coming with 3:54 on the clock in this third quarter. Cadets to inbound from the far side of the court with Handeland. Their leading scorer of 12 points tonight. Everyone else in the Cadets combining for just 8. Phipps picks up her dribble. Phipps, and a lot of traffic. She'll bounce past the way into the right corner to Baker. Baker double team, got away from it, but barely. Now found Phipps. Around the way to Johnson. Now to Handeland. Open 3, and it's an air ball as Lentz had the closeout that time for the Bulldogs. Schmidt brings it across the timeline, looks to Lentz in the right corner, hesitates, pulls a free, and it's blocked by Johnson. Coach McLaughlin on the sideline was saying that ball was deflected, but also that Johnson got some arm too, but the referees did not agree as the Bulldogs will keep the basketball. Well, that's one of your Lentz. You got to pull the trigger on that right away. That hesitation allowed the defender to get back into the play as McLaughlin tries to free up the inbounds pass and buries it. Lauren McLaughlin again from downtown. The Bulldogs do indeed get that three-pointer they were looking for. 11 points now by McLaughlin, 38-20 Algona. This ties the largest lead for the Bulldogs as Dennis drives in, draws the foul, and scores. Cadets have shown a little more spark offensively this quarter. Came into the second half with just 12 points. 10 so far this quarter as Dennis has her 6 points. Second foul by Bella Jo Dunning. And Dennis will head to the charity stripe, where she's a 59% foul shooter. Cadets last year, number 3 in the NCC in foul shooting percentage at 59.5. As Dennis converts, making it a 38-23 ball game. 3:10 and ticking left in the third quarter. Schmidt to Lentz, now back to Schmidt, rotates it around to McLaughlin. McLaughlin across to Lentz, catches and shoots, no hesitation that time, left the free short though. Lentz trying to track down her own miss, and she finds it in the corner, passes away quickly from the corner, and Coach McLaughlin calls a 30-second timeout. Coach McLaughlin saw that trap coming in the corner towards Lentz and wanted to make sure the Bulldogs keep this possession, but nice job by Lentz reading the deflection that time, getting to the ball first and hustling over there after the missed three-point look. 38-23 right now, the Bulldog advantage over Iowa Falls-Alden. Cadets, like we said, off to a 2-1 start to the season. Second out of the back-to-back for them after they beat South Hamilton last night, 56-29. But some good early competition for this Cadet team in the non-conference schedule, and tonight opening up NCC play against the Bulldogs. Bulldogs, like we said, won't have another game until Friday night against Clear Lake on the girls' side of things. Cadets, they'll play Monday night against Nevada, going back to the non-conference portion of their schedule. So Bulldogs have the 15-point lead right now coming out of the break. Cadets have outscored Algona by 3 so far in this third quarter. They had a hot start, though. Got it down to a 10-point game at one point, but the Bulldogs have gradually stretched that lead back out to 15. Schmidt inbounds near the corner. Finds Lauren McLaughlin. Guarded by England as McLaughlin faces the bucket. Dribbles between the legs, goes across the foul line, scoops to Dunning. Passes on the three, she pump fakes. Now to Hayden McLaughlin. Rotates to Lauren McLaughlin. Three-pointer over England, left it short. Good contest that time by England getting out there, and here come the Cadets. The freshman England up the near side of the court. 30 points on the season coming into tonight, just 2 so far in this ball game, as the freshman averages 10 points per game. Bounce pass right side to Phipps. Phipps wings it across near corner to Dennis. Head fakes. McLaughlin doesn't buy it. She stays in front as Dennis flips it across right side to Baker. Back inside to Dennis. Pass a little long and out of her reach. Dennis able to save back into play to Phipps. Phipps on the three-point ball. Left it short. And Dunning with the uncontested rebound on the far side of the court. Approaching 2 minutes left in the third quarter. 38-23 Algona as McLaughlin and Schmidt go back and forth. Schmidt pump fakes. Flips to the Lauren McLaughlin. Lets the three-pointer rip. They will wave that off as McLaughlin traveled on the play. And turns it over with 2:08 left on the clock. Bulldogs back to the bench here. Casey and Taylor Van Otterloo checking into the game. Gabby Van Tiger also getting ready to come in. So right now for the Bulldogs, it's Van Tiger, Kuhlman, Hayden McLaughlin, and the 2 Van Otterloo sisters on the floor. Phipps has it in the backcourt as Van Tiger will defender. The senior Phipps, pitcher on the softball team for Iowa Falls-Alden, brings it across. Gets it left over to Handelin. Bounce pass right side to England. Guarded by Kuhlman. England to the foul line. Pivots around, picks up her dribble, flips left to Baker. Rotates it into the corner to Phipps. Guarded by Van Tiger. Phipps taking a couple of dribbles and foul away from the play that time. Dennis and McLaughlin are working underneath, and that's going to go against Dennis. They say she used the off arm to try to get free from Hayden McLaughlin. So once again, the Bulldog sophomore is flustering the Iowa Falls-Alden senior for that interior defense. We've seen that a few times from Dennis so far tonight. She likes to flail that off arm a little bit, whether she's going for the rebound or trying to get some position. So that's something the Bulldogs have maybe reminded the referees of throughout the course of the night. As Hayden Kuhlman tries to thread the needle inside of the paint. Nothing there but black jerseys, though. Diving in the ball is Handelin, and it's tied up. Handelin and Van Tiger on top of the ball at the top of the key, and possession arrow towards Iowa Falls-Alden. .129 left in this third quarter. Lauren McLaughlin now leading the way with 11 points for the Bulldogs. 12 points by Brooklyn Handelin for Iowa Falls-Alden, tonight's leading scorer in total. As Phipps will bring the ball across half court. Phipps in the high post. She'll find Dennis. Dennis finds the cutting England, and a foul there before the shot by England. Nice backdoor cut, though, by the freshman, as the Cadets will keep it inbound from the left side baseline. Taylor Van Otterloo picking up her first personal foul. 4 team fouls on Algona, so the next one will send the Cadets to the line. Ball's inbound to Dennis, and it's out of her reach and out of bounds. Off-target pass there from England on the inbounds play as Lauren McLaughlin will replace Taylor Van Otterloo now for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs rebounding from that 53-26 loss on Monday night. There were still some good things in that ballgame. You could see some good signs on defense, even though the Bulldogs lost that night. Bulldogs lost the ballgame in spite of holding Haley Stokes, the best player for ELC, to just 4 of 18 from the field, and they held ELC to 4 of 15 on three-pointers. So a couple of those things have translated over tonight. A cold shooting game for the Cadets outside of the shooting of Handelin as Van Otterloo tries a free from the right side and connects. And the Bulldogs have started to find that three-point shot, especially Casey Van Otterloo, who came into tonight without a three-pointer yet on the season, but she hits her third of the night. She has 9 points. Cadets with 45 seconds to work with here in the third quarter. Pass to the inside, and a hold that time called against the Bulldogs as they'll pick up foul number 5. That time they will get Hayden McLaughlin, who's having a physical battle with Addison Dennis. Both players checking at 5'11", but Dennis a little bit larger than McLaughlin overall, a little more strength from the inside, but McLaughlin has used tremendous positioning defensively to steal the ball a few times tonight and really keep Dennis out of the post as the first free throw in and out, no good for Dennis. McLaughlin out and Dunning in. Bulldogs will also sub Van Tiger in for Kuhlman with 43 seconds left in the third quarter and a 41-23 Algona lead. 7 points so far tonight by Addison Dennis, who last year averaged 7.8 points per game and 7.5 rebounds per game. And now she has 8 points as the second free throw goes down the drain, making the score 41-24. Dennis will check out here for Iowa Falls-Alden, replaced by Daigle. Currently a 7-second difference between shot clock and game clock as Schmidt sees the double team coming, passes away from it. Now to McLaughlin inside, and there will be a foul there before any shot was attempted, as Handelin was attempting to body up Lauren McLaughlin that time. Handelin picking up her second personal. Cadets did have one to give there, so that was foul number 4. Next one will send the Bulldogs to the line, if there is one here in the third quarter, for the fouls reset. Bounce pass into Dunning, got the inside position, puts it up and in, and she drew the foul. A strong play by Bella Jo Dunning, and a 43-24 Algona lead. That's 9 points off the bench by the Bulldogs sophomore tonight. Dunning is very adept at getting that inside positioning on those inbounds plays. Perfect positioning that time as free throw is nothing but net for Dunning. 44-24 Bulldogs. 10 points by Dunning as she joins Lauren McLaughlin in double digits. 20-point Algona advantage. That is their largest of the night. They've extended their lead over the Cadets here in this third quarter. Leading by 18, now up by 20, as there's a drive by Johnson. Big collision of Dunning that time, and a blocking foul against the Bulldogs sophomore, who never had her feet set. 2 more free throws coming here for Iowa Falls-Alden as Johnson will shoot a pair. Jocelyn Johnson had 25 points last night against South Hamilton in that 56-29 Cadet win. Nobody else on Iowa Falls-Alden had more than 6 in that game, but Johnson so far tonight just 3 points as she puts the first free throw in. Hayden McLaughlin and Hayden Kuhlman coming in for the Bulldogs, replacing Bella Jo Dunning and Gabby Van Tiger. 17.7 seconds remaining in the third quarter, as the Bulldogs can work for the last shot once they get the basketball back. Meanwhile, Johnson queuing up the second free throw, wearing those neon shoes on the foul line, left that way short, and Hayden McLaughlin chases down the rebound. She'll get it off to Kuhlman, and the Bulldogs will work some clock here. Kuhlman shadowed by Johnson as she brings it into the front court. They're giving Kuhlman the left side. She'll take it, she'll drive in, try to pass to Lauren McLaughlin, and deflected out of bounds by the Cadets with 6.1 seconds remaining on the clock. Right idea there by Kuhlman. They gave her a pretty wide open lane to work with, but Cadets closed the gap quickly on Lauren McLaughlin. Schmidt inbounds to Kuhlman, head fakes and drives, pulls up for a mid-range J, and she finds the bottom of the net. At the end of the third quarter, Hayden Kuhlman from mid-range. Make that 46-25 Algona. Bulldogs able to put 16 points on the scoreboard in the third quarter and extend their lead. Algona up by 21 as we head to the fourth on 92.7 KLGA and the AHS Broadcasting YouTube channel.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Frame and Auto Body. We meet by accident.
Water connection, from softeners to bottled water and service. Call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch. There's so much to love.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, downtown Algona. Trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Algona Livestock. Sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce. 2 sauces for all seasons.
All bringing you this broadcast on the radio. When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Hey Bulldog fans, this is Bella Jo Dunning. You're listening to Algona Girls Basketball on KLGA.
46-25 Algona was the answer to the fourth quarter. Bulldogs able to outscore the Cadets 16-13 in that third period as Schmidt has the basketball right now, gives it off to Kuhlman. Kuhlman the floater, uses the glass and scores it. Hayden Kuhlman with 13 points, went glass that time, makes it 48-25 Algona. They have their largest lead of the night now, up by 23. Cadets with the basketball. The basket is towards our left, and Schmidt with the knockaway. Bulldogs on the floor now. Schmidt to McLaughlin. Lauren McLaughlin trying to make the one-handed catch. She'll bring it back out. Rotates to Van Otterloo now back to McLaughlin left side. Lauren driving in. Lauren from the baseline. Too long on the jumper. And the box out by Johnson on the rebound for Iowa Falls-Alden. Bulldogs have been much better physically matching the rebounding effort tonight as passes taken away inside by Kuhlman. Bulldogs coughed up 26 offensive rebounds to the opponents in the first 2 games. Tonight, they've really kept the Cadets off offensive glass. A Cadet team that's had double-digit offensive rebounds every game so far as Van Otterloo tries a free. That one's an air ball, so it goes out of bounds. And back to Iowa Falls-Alden. Not only that, Bulldogs have gotten the three-point shooting going a little bit in spite of that miss. Casey Van Otterloo's knocked down 3 three-pointers tonight. We've seen Lauren McLaughlin get that three-point shooting rhythm going. As England brings it across, bounces it into the right side corner to Jansen. Jansen throws a dangerous pass intercepted by Schmidt. Schmidt runs the floor, Schmidt to the bucket, Schmidt scores. Schmidt on the board for the first time tonight. 50-25 Algona, doubling up Iowa Falls-Alden. There's a long 2. Johnson had her foot on the line there from the corner as she converts on that. Nice shot by Johnson. Think she would have rather had the 3 there, but she'll take it anyways as Schmidt gets inside and scores. Back-to-back buckets by the Bulldogs senior, 52-27. We're seeing that quick tempo pickup here by Algona, forcing the issue to start the fourth, and another knockaway by the Bulldogs. They just dislodged the ball from Daigle. McLaughlin up to Schmidt. Schmidt inside to Hayden McLaughlin. Got knocked back outside to Schmidt. Looks to the foul line to Kuhlman. Kuhlman splits defenders, got to the bucket and missed the layup. Oh, a nice move by Kuhlman to squeeze in between a tight gap between 2 black jerseys, but missed from point-blank range on the left side. Score stays 52-27. Into the corner, it's a 3-point ball handled and left that off the front of the rim, no good. Schmidt rebounds, outlets to Van Otterloo. Van Otterloo driving in, goes into England, and almost got an and 1 there, but instead, she'll shoot 2 free throws. Casey Van Otterloo and Elodie England were kind of isolated at that time. You could tell Van Otterloo fought for a second about maybe pulling up for a 3-pointer on that one as she takes all those 3-pointers. In fact, 84.5% of her shot attempts last year came from 3-point land, but wisely drove it instead for the 2 foul shots. Missed on the first one, though. Bulldogs are going to go nearly a full line change here. 4 substitutions coming in. The 2 McLaughlin sisters will go to the bench as well as Kuhlman. Van Otterloo will go to the bench in just a second. Taylor Van Otterloo will come into the ball game. Maya Lentz, Bella Jo Dunning, and Gabby Van Tiger. And before that happens, a full timeout's going to be called by Iowa Falls-Alden. So one more free throw coming up here for Casey Van Otterloo. 5:54 on the clock in the fourth quarter. We'll take this quick timeout with Coach Carlson and the Cadets after this on 92.7 KLGA.
More sports club members.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for healthcare.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill, for wicked good food, drinks, and service, you've got to go to Reeves.
High Point Land Company, your trusted land partner in Algona.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
5:54 remaining in the fourth quarter from Algona High School. The Algona Bulldogs have extended their lead all throughout the night. Right now leading the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets 52-27. The turnover forcing defense has been a big factor to start the fourth quarter, and the Bulldogs have gotten some good transition offense going as well. Right now Casey Van Otterloo shooting the second of 2 free throws. The Bulldogs will have Lentz, Van Otterloo, Dunning, Schmidt, and Van Tiger on the floor here as soon as Casey Van Otterloo subs out. Her free throw is good. Casey now in a double digits of 10 points as Van Tiger does come in for Van Otterloo now. Taylor Van Otterloo will stay on the floor here for the Bulldogs, so one of the two sisters will be on here. And the Cadets control the basketball heading towards our left. Phipps with the rock right now, been held scoreless so far tonight. Tried to find Dennis on the high post, got deflected right back to Phipps. Now Dennis working down low of Dunning, and that's going to be a elbow by Dunning into the back of Dennis that gets called. So foul on Dunning, going to be the first against the Bulldogs of this fourth quarter. And that is her 4th personal foul, so next one and she'll be out of the ball game. Ball is lobbed in and a jump and a catch by England. England for just 2 points tonight for the Cadets. Fires it into the corner to Phipps, now inside to Dennis, working against Taylor Van Otterloo. Pass got deflected by Lentz on the way back out beyond the perimeter, but controlled by England. Plenty of time on the shot clock for the Cadets. Holding the ball right now is Baker. Baker looking for the cutting Johnson. Johnson spins between 2 defenders and makes a nice shot. What a move by Johnson that time, squeezing between 2 white jerseys. Johnson now with 7 points, and it's a 53-29 score right now. Algona on top of Iowa Falls-Alden. In control here in this NCC opener. Lentz, top of the key, gives it off to Dunning. Dunning curling around towards the left side, looking underneath to Van Tiger, takes a power dribble. Shot got rejected by Dennis, but a foul. And Dennis's jaw is now on the floor after that one. She thought that was a clean block, but got just enough hand to send Gabby Van Tiger to the foul line. It was a very casual block as well by Dennis, just kind of stuck that right hand out sideways and swatted that ball out of the air, but Van Tiger will shoot 2 here. Last year went 2 of 3 from the charity stripe and misses on that first foul shot. Bulldogs bring the 2 McLaughlin sisters back in. Emma Spear checks in as well, and Casey Van Otterloo. As Dunning, Schmidt, Taylor Van Otterloo, and Maya Lentz all go to the bench for the Bulldogs. Gabby Van Tiger shooting the second of 2 foul shots here as that one misses as well, and the rebound is secured into the body of England. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 53-29 Algona. Bulldogs went undefeated at home last year, 11-0. Started off this year by losing their first 2 games at home, but well on their way to their first home victory and first overall victory of the season as foul committed by the Bulldogs here. Casey Van Otterloo, the guilty party in that one. Coolman checks in for Van Tiger. Phipps from the baseline, looking and lobbing it into Dennis. Back to the bucket, she hands the basketball off to Johnson. Johnson dribbles towards the right, working against Spear. Now she'll back it out, gives it off to Phipps. Phipps fires the pass over into the right corner to England. A catch and shoot free by England. It rims out, hits the backboard, and then drops through. 3-point ball there for Elodie England. 53-31. And actually, you're going to say wrong, too. They're going to say her foot was on the line. So, second time tonight, the Cadets have been... Oh, no, check that. They will, in fact, say a 3-point ball. They initially put 2 on the scoreboard, but 3-point ball it is, and it's 53-32. Coolman in the lane, comes out to Lauren McLaughlin. The 3-point answer, rattles it in. Lauren McLaughlin, another 3-point ball. 56-32, Algona. 14 points tonight so far by the Bulldog senior. Her highest scoring game of the season so far. Previous high was 13 against Forest City as a stumble and a turnover there as Johnson lost the basketball. Hayden McLaughlin finds Hayden Coolman, top of the key, head fakes, wings it over to Lauren McLaughlin, drives baseline, sidesteps Dennis. Ball too strong off the backboard. McLaughlin almost got it back, but it went to Dennis on the tipped ball. Now Phipps up to Johnson, left side wing. 3:43 and taking left in the fourth quarter. This Cadet team of 4 of their 5 starters back last year, just unable to generate the offense tonight they did last year against the Bulldogs of Elishire at the commands. 15 on the shot clock. Johnson works the dribble, goes right to England. England driving against McLaughlin. England puts it up, and it rolls in for England. Nice job of shielding off McLaughlin's body that time as she leaned in for the layup. Now 7 points by England. Coolman able to pass to McLaughlin. Passes a little bit too tall, though, and it's taken by Baker. Baker runs the floor. Baker layup, bounces in. Almost put that one off the glass a little bit too strong that time, but got the layup to drop. 56-36 is the Bulldog lead right now. 20 points with 3 minutes left. Lauren McLaughlin between the circles, and full timeout called by Coach Noel McLaughlin as it appears some substitutions will get ready to come in when we come out of the timeout. We'll take that timeout with Coach McLaughlin. 56-36 is the Algona lead. 2:55 left in the fourth quarter on 92.7 KLGA.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
The Wrenchman Truck and Trailer Repair, full-service repair shop in West Bend.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Algona Chiropractic Clinic, it's your future. Let's make it healthy together.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Good Samaritan Society, Algona's senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840.
All bringing you this ball game.
Hey Bulldog fans, this is Gabby Van Tiger and you're listening to Algona Girls Basketball on KLGA.
Algona 56, Iowa Falls-Alden 36 as we approach the closing moments of the fourth quarter. Bulldogs will have Taylor Van Otterloo, Gabby Van Tiger, Emma Spear, Bella Jo Dunning on the floor with Maya Lentz. The 5 for Algona right now is the starters getting a well-deserved finish to their night. That was an inadvertent horn. The players kept playing. Dunning goes up and under, and she lays it up and in. The cadets are saying that play should have stopped because of the horn. This is their coach, Michael Collison, but the officials are just going to let that go. I think the cadets may have had a point on that one as ball's turned over. Dunning takes it for the Bulldogs. A great job tonight by Algona on a lot of facets, but one of them that I want to point out is Bulldogs have been very physical tonight without fouling. This is a cadet team that loves to get to the foul line. Last year took about 19 free throws per game, and tonight, single-digit free throw attempts for Iowa Falls-Alden as Lentz has it right side corner. Lentz bounced past to Van Tiger in the lane. She dropped it, and Dennis takes it away. Those 19 free throw attempts per game last year for the cadets were most in the NCC. Second most was Humboldt at 13.4, so Iowa Falls-Alden was first by a wide margin as right on cue, England drives it and she'll head to the free throw line. But some good physical defense on the interior by the Bulldogs and able to balance well between physicality without committing too many fouls tonight, at least not too many in the act of shooting, as England will shoot a couple here. England has gotten that point total up to 7 so far tonight. And swishes on the first foul shot to make it 58-37. Well, we mentioned head coach Michael Collison over on the sideline for Iowa Falls-Alden. Coach Noel McLaughlin in the pregame mentioned the fact that they, of course, both used to be boys coaches at Algona and Iowa Falls-Alden respectively. Coach Collison coaching for the cadets boys team and Coach McLaughlin coaching for the Bulldog boys team. So they've had a lot of battles on those games over the years, and now they bring their battle to the girls' court as Coach Collison coached the cadet boys for 7 years now. Moves on to the girls' program here for his first year at the helm. Bulldogs have the basketball right now, 58-38. Coach McLaughlin coached the Bulldog boys for 15 years, now in his 5th year as the Bulldog girls head coach. Spear driving in, lost the basketball, and is taken away by Handeland. 1:51 left in this one. Bulldog advantage right now, 58-38. As Baker has the ball deep on the right wing. Shouted by Lentz, she'll head towards the left. Flings it over to Handeland, now back across to the right to Johnson. Johnson into the paint, Johnson losing control of the ball, but Bulldogs reached in and fouled her with 1:34 left. So a couple of free throws coming here for the cadets. So the cadet free throw total is going to be pumped up a little bit here for some last couple minute free throws as Van Tiger picks up her second personal foul. But all in all, really good defensive night by the Algona Bulldogs up to this point. As that first free throw is good to make it 58-39. 8-point night so far by Johnson. As Dennis checks out of the ball game, Daigle checks in for the cadets. Second free throw, Johnson, and that one down as well. 9 points for the cadet junior. She'll check out as well, and Jansen will replace her in the ball game. So both teams getting the majority of their starters out here for a 58-40 game and 1:34 left in this one. Van Tiger running point for the Bulldogs. Cadets will pressure a little bit in the backcourt, but Van Tiger will get it across the timeline. Pass goes towards the right, deflected out by the cadets into the Bulldog bench. 1:25 left as Algona will keep it. We'll remind you folks again, don't forget we'll have more Algona basketball coming your way tomorrow as the Bulldog boys take on Charles City. Pre-game coverage will get underway at 3:30 from Charles City High School and on the Algona Radio YouTube stream as Van Tiger lost that basketball into the backcourt, over and back called against Algona. Had a lot of good games between the Bulldogs and the Comets the past 4 seasons. A couple overtime games between those two teams, and all 4 of their games in the past 4 years between the Bulldog boys and the Comet boys have been decided by 4 points or less. So we could see a great game tomorrow between two teams that have seen a lot of new faces take center stage. Algona's boys, of course, started 1-0 with that 66-37 win Monday night over ELC. As they'll play the first road game of the season, as there's a spin and a travel. Baker turns it over with 1:11 left for Iowa Falls-Alden. The Bulldog girls going to be happy to put this first win in their back pocket here after a frustrating start to the season, like we kind of referenced on Monday night and even a little bit in the pregame show. On Monday night against ELC, Bulldogs really played like a team that felt a lot of pressure on their shoulders, and ELC is not a good team to play when you're feeling a lot of pressure because they'll turn that pressure up even higher to a 10 out of 10. But tonight, Bulldogs have settled in and they've gotten into a good rhythm as Van Tiger tries a three, she airballs it. Taylor Van Otterloo rebound, finds Spear. Spear mid-range J from the left side, in and out, no good. Van Tiger offensive board, puts it up, and she'll draw the foul with 49 seconds left. Bulldogs staying active on the offensive glass as Gabby Van Tiger will shoot a couple of free throws. But there certainly is expectations of the Bulldogs, but expectations don't have to mean pressure, and that's something that's tough for a high school athlete to separate. But you can have high expectations and still feel low pressure. You know, it's early in the season. You're still getting into the swing of things. You're still figuring out what kind of basketball team you're going to be. And as you know, of Coach McLaughlin teams, they always play better in the second half of the season, and that's true of a lot of teams, too, as you come together. But past couple of years, the Bulldogs have played so well down the stretch. Algona last season won 14 of their last 15 games before they lost in the regional finals, so they played some great basketball in January and February, and one would expect the same to happen this season. 60-40 right now is the Algona lead as inside Lentz, no good on the layup. Offensive board for the Bulldogs as they'll get it outside to Dunning. There's the drive, and there's the score. 2 more points for Dunning. She has 12 on the night. Actually, she has 14 on the night, and the Bulldogs have a 62-40 lead. 22 seconds left in this one. Likely just one more possession for Iowa Falls-Alden as shot clock is now off. Cadets have the rock. Working the ball is England. She'll drive it against Van Tiger. She got it up and in. Elodie England into double digits for 11. And we're down to the final 7 seconds in this one. Bulldogs will try to dribble this one out. We'll see if England goes for the steal in the backcourt. She'll pass it away to Van Tiger, and that is it. You can put the first win of the season in the books, Bulldog fans. Algona on the board, and they win the NCC opener 62-42 over Iowa Falls-Alden. A much-needed sigh of relief for this Bulldog team to have that monkey off their back. A dominant defensive performance tonight as they take down Iowa Falls-Alden with great defense and double-digit scoring from 4 different Bulldogs. We'll step aside for a timeout. Look at the final scoring numbers after this on 92.7 KLGA, Hometown Radio.
More sports club members.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Algona Plumbing